All right, so we're going to review organ systems, body cavities, and the body membranes. So the learning outcomes for this chapter are to summarize the function of each organ system in the human body, identify the major cavities of the human body, and name the body membranes and provide a function for each. So, organs. If you remember back from our discussion in Chapter 1, organs are going to be composed of two or more tissues that work together to perform a specific function. An organ system is going to be composed of multiple organs that are working together for a common function. There are 11 major organ systems in the human body. Some of these organ systems, so for example, the respiratory system, are going to occupy very specific cavities. Others, like the muscular system, are going to be found throughout the body. Organs and cavities are going to be lined with membranes, many of which secrete fluids to help either protect or aid in the function of that particular organ and organ system. So here's just an overview of all the different organ systems in the body. We have the integumentary system, which is responsible for protecting the body, provide temperature homeostasis, synthesize vitamin D, receive sensory input, so it's how we connect and respond to the world, and the primary organ is going to be skin. The cardiovascular system is going to be responsible for transporting nutrients and waste throughout the body. It's going to provide temperature, pH, and fluid regulation, and the major organ of this is going to be the heart. Our lymphatic system looks much like our circulatory system. This is going to be responsible for defending against infectious diseases, providing and maintaining fluid homeostasis, and assist in the absorption and transportation of fats. The primary organs for this are going to be the lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes, and spleen. The digestive system, this is going to be responsible for ingesting, digesting, and processing our food, as well as absorbing nutrients and eliminating waste from the body. Also plays a very important role in fluid homeostasis, which we will talk about later. Some of the major organs include the oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, large intestines, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. The respiratory system is going to be ultimately responsible for bringing in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, as well as helping to maintain our pH homeostasis. The primary organ will be the lungs. The urinary system is going to excrete metabolic wastes, provide pH and fluid regulation, and the organs are going to be the kidneys and the urinary bladder. Then we'll get into the skeletal system. The skeletal system provides support and protection. It's going to assist in movement, store minerals, produce blood cells, and the main organ that we will talk about will be the bones. The muscular system assists in movement and posture. It also produces most of really all of our heat. And the primary muscle will be, organ will be our muscles. The nervous system receives, processes, and stores sensory input. It provides motor output, and it helps coordinate our organ systems. This is going to involve the brain, the spinal cord, and all of our branching nerves. The endocrine system is going to produce hormones, coordinate organ systems, regulate metabolism and stress response, and be involved in fluid and pH regulation. The organs include testes, ovaries, adrenal glands, pancreas, thymus, thyroid, pineal gland. And then finally, the reproductive system is going to produce and transport gametes. It's going to nurture and give birth to offspring in females, and these organs include the testes, penis, ovaries, uterus, and vagina. All right, so that's an overview of all those different systems. Make sure you spend a little bit of time going through each one of those. You should know the basic function of each of those systems as well as the major organs. So please make sure you spend time reviewing those two slides. The next thing I want to talk about are the body cavities found in humans. There are two main cavities that we're going to discuss, ventral and dorsal. The ventral cavity is going to be sort of found in the front of the body, if you can think of it that way. This is going to contain the thoracic, abdominal, and pelvic cavities. The thoracic and the abdominal cavities are going to be separated by the diaphragm. The dorsal cavity is sort of in the back of the body, if you can kind of think of it that way. The dorsal cavity is going to contain the cranial cavity and the vertebral canal, in which the spinal column will reside. All right, so here's just an overview of those ventral cavities. We have the thoracic cavity. The thoracic cavity is going to contain the esophagus, heart, and lungs, and then we also have the abdominal cavity. This is going to contain our digestive and other organs. The pelvic cavity down here is going to contain the reproductive and other organs as well. All right, so you should be able to briefly summarize the overall function of each of the body systems and describe the location of the major body cavities.